I want pretend say this one not be truth. Say Fubara don't go beg Wike. They say he make on the crawl for ground like this. They beg and say make it forgive him. Fubara went to beg Wike to forgive him. Say he will be a better child next time. My people, this one shocked me. Like I said, I don't want to believe. I want to pretend saying an AI or false rumors or allegedly. You know, say he still go London, go back to Tinubu. Now he don't go beg Wike. Now 7 p.m. Nigerian time today. Now we'll go vandalize this particular topic properly. But meanwhile, let's take this together.
Several speculations and insinuations have emerged along with projected outcomes following the reported meeting between President Bola Tinubu and suspended Governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara. Can this meeting pave the way for peace in the politically troubled Rivers State, or has the state of emergency imposed by President Bola Tinubu yielded any results? However, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, believes that peace requires sincere involvement from all critical stakeholders, including members of the National Assembly and indeed the State Assembly in Rivers State. But according to him, the declaration of emergency rule helped avert potential calamities. Meanwhile, former Niger Delta freedom fighter and chairman of Tantita Security Service Government, Ekpemo Polo, popularly known as Tom Polo, offers a different perspective on the crisis. In a recorded interview, he asserted that Governor Siminalayi Fubara will be reinstated soon, potentially cutting short the 6-month emergency rule. Let's hear him.
I may likely have a problem with my brother Paul, who you can refer to as my boy. The problem between Wike and Fubara is boy and oga. And there is no way. Our president is one person who has been protecting democracy. So there is no way he will truncate it. Maybe in another few days I will be leaving for Abuja. We are doing everything, including Mr. President and Wike. Fubara is coming back as the duly elected governor of Rivers State.
You know, the minister of the FCT, gave some conditions for before peace can be achieved in the state. He said people from both sides will have to sit down, to still talk. But you said there are people, and it seems in this conflict, there's hardly anybody who is neutral. It's either you're on this side of the Fubara's camp, or you're on the Wike side.
Well, when I refer to those who are neutral, it's not like people don't take side, but there are persons who have not been talking. They're also stakeholders. We are talking about even the professionals. We're talking about, because we're talking about the state, the economy of the state. So there are people, investors, who may not have also taken sides. So it's going to involve everyone. So like you said, Wike had said, it's not about 2 of us alone. We have the lawmakers, because emphasis has been on Fubara, just like Tom Polo said. It's not only Fubara. We're talking about the deputy governor. We're also talking about the lawmakers, the whole assembly. Because a government cannot be complete without the legislature. So if you say Fubara is coming back, without these other persons, then that means it's just all about Fubara. So I think that's where Wike is actually coming from, that we need everybody, to come and then let's know what the issues are and see how we can resolve them.
He has met with President Bola Tinubu. We've seen that and reported in the news. Some people say, well, an agreement was reached in that meeting. We do not know the details of that meeting because it happened behind closed doors. But what we know for a fact is that he has met with President Bola Tinubu. But how significant is this meeting, or was that meeting? And has there been any move by Fubara and his group, maybe to meet with Nyesom Wike, or maybe Nyesom Wike and his group to meet with Fubara to have this talk in the interest of Rivers State? Well,
the meeting with the president, like you said, we don't know the details. Some persons said, but I know that the report we got said there were concessions. Fubara was ready to make some concessions, which we don't know the details of the concessions. It was just between him and the president, maybe with 1 or 2 other stakeholders present. But what people do not know is that even before Fubara embarked on that journey to UK, he had met with Wike.
We are in Rivers State?
At Wike's residence in Abuja. Yeah, he met with Wike I think that was on Good Friday, the day he had the media chat. He met with Wike and they spoke. And the same thing Wike said in public was what he said from the information some of us gathered. He also told him, it's not about me alone. You're going to bring some stakeholders, the ones on your side. I'm also going to bring the lawmakers and bring other stakeholders, how we formed this thing. How we sat and decided that you'll be governor and this person will be speaker and all that. So we're going to bring everybody and then we'll talk. Of course, Fubara assented to that.
So you're telling us authoritatively that similar Fubara, the suspended governor of Rivers State, has met with Nyesom Wike.
Yeah, it wasn't in the news because, well, I think he didn't want that press thing, and of course, Wike also allowed that. And then after the meeting, that same day, he left for the UK. So when the news and the pictures of his meeting with the president broke out, that was the one that actually was trending. This other one didn't trend because I think somehow they didn't want the press, to be part of it. But we always have a way of, getting our own information. I mean, there's nothing that is actually hidden, even if you hide it not for too long. And for those of us who have been preaching peace, have been here on several occasions and have been consistent about the fact that it's a political solution. No amount of grandstanding will help anybody. Some person said, no, it's constitutional, people, they should go to court. The court spoke, the Supreme Court spoke, yet the problem continued until the president intervened. Like Tompolo said, Wike said, it was just to probably avert a worse situation. Maybe he would have been impeached and maybe he would have been long gone. So I think the president stepping in at that time was also good. So if they shorten the period of the emergency rule, better for everyone.
So if you see a likelihood that this emergency rule might be shortened, and you also said something that it was reported that Fubara made some concessions. Some people say one of those concessions includes dumping the People's Democratic Party and joining the APC. Is that possible in Rivers State that is traditionally a PDP state?
Yes.
Because they say if he makes that move, he will then lose his support at the grassroots.
If he makes what move to APC,
yes,
and he will move... Well, I don't know. Because one thing I know is that sometimes, depending on who is involved, who the governor is or the leader is, it depends on your popularity. If you're popular, irrespective of the party you move to, your supporters will move. Well, we also got that report that there's this arrangement for him to move to APC. It's not official yet. I didn't also get that from my sources, But if it is true and he's going to the APC, well, if he's losing a chunk of his supporters, don't forget there are still people within the APC too. APC is also very much on ground, in Rivers State. So that will probably build up. But again, before you make such concessions, you must, do your proper calculations. Like I said earlier, you remember the first time I came here and I said to you, Fubara has not been in the business of politics. So he needed to learn the ropes. He needed some guidance. He needed some people to, teach him the way to go, to be able to handle this kind of crisis.
He's learning the hard way.
Yeah, but of course, if you don't learn well, if you don't want to be taught, you will learn the hard way. And when you learn the hard way, you'll be forced to even, make concessions that may not also be, in your favor and convenient for you. But of course, you're vulnerable at that time. So you have to, but the important thing is it going to bring the peace? Is it going to help to move the state forward? We're not talking about 2027 yet in Rivers State. We are talking about development and getting the agenda, what they had for the state. They had a blueprint, the consolidation of the New Rivers vision. And then we've not seen much of that, even though part of the, some of the projects that were initiated by Wike, he's still on them. But we need to get something better. Rivers State was actually competing with Lagos before now. was following Lagos. So, but now it's like, Rivers State has taken a back seat, so they need to also do something to be able to, cover up what they have lost. So I think that for the concessions and for moving to APC, we don't know. Maybe in a few in weeks to come, it will be clearer. And if it's going to the APC, well, it depends on what he's promised. It's also possible that maybe if you come to APC, we'll help you to whatever. Since I don't know. I don't want to say that because it's not official yet.
Now, would you say Fubara has failed the people of Rivers State? With this latest development or push for reconciliation? You saw the way people were staging protests, women going out to state protests, putting on black, protest in Rivers State. Even at some point, oil installations were bombed. Don't you think he has failed the people of Rivers?
No, I don't think that Fubara has failed.
Because they never believed Fubara would one day bow to pressure.
No, Fubara has not. I don't know. Fubara has not bowed to pressure.
But what's the meaning of the visit?
But of course, he should visit the president, and he should also look at the direction.
You're talking about the president. I'm talking about Wike.
On the mandate of the president, why shouldn't he? Why? He mandated it. The parliament mandated the ongoing reconciliation that's going on. As simple as that.
And you believe he has not failed the Rivers?
I believe that he has not failed, and he's towing the line of peace, and which is okay. You understand? But the bottom line of what you're saying is that
Someone you were hailing before?
I'm still hailing him. Has he committed any crime? Has Fubara committed any
But
crime?
you never expected him to pay a visit to the president.
Why? Why? Okay. Ab initio. Well, we are then not invited to Abuja.
They were.
So what happened?
Before the declaration of sovereignty.
That's what happened. Remember too, Niger Delta Elders Forum was also invited thereafter. And after which, a state of emergency was declared. So did he say that, okay, with this kind of threat coming from the Wike, and of course, backed by the presidency, that Mr. President invited me and we won't go. He will go.
But you can see the news hovering around about him now.
That what?
Politicians, they are all saying.
Of course.
They are all birds of a feather.
But bro, let me tell you, we are looking.
Which he himself cannot be trusted.
I don't know.
That's what people are saying.
No, you know, he can't. If you have evidence against it that he has stolen money, then we look at it. We're talking about, damage that was done against him. The way and manner he was removed was suspended, meaning that you need to understand what I was saying. Atiku and Tinubu, did you see what they did to PDP years back? Where are they now? So anything can happen. You saw Atiku and Tinubu ganging up against Jonathan.
But you once said you should resist any form of intimidation or oppression. You said you should resist it. That's Fubara.
Yes. He has done that already. And let me tell you what I mean by that. For me, I think, in honest truth, Fubara has done that already. And remember, you are not going to instigate anything, because when you instigate anything, and they will trace it to an extent and know what to do, how to deal with you. But he's telling you that, according to him, when the time comes, you see, let me tell you, he's a very smart and wise guy. Yes, I believe that. Because you know what is peace? Even when they are slapping you, what they did to Christ, Jesus Christ, at the end of the day, he was able to achieve his aim. So people were.
But why was he not playing the part of peace before?
It was Wike that brought calamity in Rivers State.
You said he's a wise man.
Yes.
But was he wise then?
He was, and he's still wise. For him to get to that level where he is, that means he has some level of knowledge of certain things that somebody might have seen and said, okay, this guy can go. He's a wise man, and he cannot, because of what Wike and the presidency, let from Wike as an appointee of this administration that is not even elected. He has no right. But you know that it's the presidency, working with the presidency, they brought that calamity there.
Somebody brought him there, right?
Somebody made Tinubu who he is today. Tinubu did not fall from heaven. You that is here now, somebody would have left foundation somewhere for what is happening today. Like what everybody on earth, including Donald Trump. There's nobody on earth that will say that I have never enjoyed one assistant or the other from anybody on earth. I've never seen it. That's the fact.
Sorry, even it was John Baptist that announced Jesus Christ. And the day they asked Jesus Christ question that, what are we, this authority you are using, is it from heaven or from heart? He used the authority of John Baptist to defend. He said, John Baptist, is it from heaven or from heart? They could not answer. So even Jesus Christ, you need John Baptist.
Are you telling me, Mike, that Wike was not assisted politically? Somebody helped him to become local government chairman. And they will know the role President Jonathan played before he became governor of Rivers State. So forget what is going on currently now. It is being instigated by Wike because he wants River State money. That's it. Because you still have political. Look at somebody who manipulated the entire PDP. At the end of the day, they almost gave him the ticket under the name of zoning. And that is the problem PDP is having today. So it is not like Huru for Bola Ahmed Tinubu with mass defection. The governor of Akwa Ibom is going to APC. Other governors are going to APC. It's okay, but at the end of the day, we will know what happened.
Like I said, let's assume na allegation, na misinformation, na allegedly, na AI, or anyhow you want to call them. I told you, these guys are not for us. They are for themselves. Fubara did not go to beg Wike or Tinubu because of your sake or river people's sake. He went to these satanic steps for his own self. That's it. Take care, guys, and bye for now.